discuss reproductive health. Reproductive health. Chapter 4, NCRT 12, reproductive health. Let's start the topic. That you have learnt about the human reproductive system and its functions in the chapter 3. Now let's discuss a closely related topic to the human reproduction, that is reproductive health. Reproductive health. So what do we understand by this term? The term simply refers to a healthy reproductive organs with normal function. However, it has a broader perspective and include an emotional and social aspects of reproduction also. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects. A total well-being in all aspects of reproduction. That means physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. Physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. Therefore, a society with people having physically and functionally normal reproductive organs and normal emotional and behavioral, four concepts you can see here, that physically and functionally, then with normal reproductive organs, normal emotional and behavioral interactions among them in all sex related aspects might be called as reproductive healthy, reproductively healthy. Why is it significant to maintain the reproductive health, and what are the methods taken up to achieve it? Let us examine them. The reproductive health problems and strategies. India was among the first countries in the world to initiate the action plans and programs at national level to attain total reproductive health as a social goal. Then these programs called family planning were initiated in 1951 and were periodically assessed over the past decades. Improved programs covering wider reproduction related areas are currently in operation under the popular name Reproductive and Child Health Care Programs. Reproductive, Child, Reproductive and Child Health Care Program, RCH programs, we use it to say, creating awareness among the people about various reproduction related aspects and providing facilities and support for building up a reproductively healthy society are the major tasks under this program. Reproductive and child health care program is going to create awareness among the people about various reproduction related aspects and providing facilities and support for building up a reproductively healthy society are the major tasks under these programs. So with the help of audio, visual, and print media, the governmental and non-governmental agencies have taken the various steps to create awareness among the people about reproduction related aspects. The parents, other close relatives, teachers, and friends who have a major role in the dissemination of the above information. Introduction of sex education in schools should also encourage to provide right information to the young so as to discourage children from believing in myths and having misconceptions about sex related aspects. The main goal of giving the sex education here, this one, that children from the believing in myths and having misconceptions about the sex related aspects to prevent all that things, to discourage that particular thing. Okay, so then proper information about the reproductive organs, what we do here, the proper information about reproductive organs, adolescents and related changes, safe and hygienic sexual practices, sexually transmitted diseases like AIDS, etc., would help people, especially those in the adolescent age group, to lead a reproductively healthy life. Educating people, especially fertile couples and those in marriageable age group, about available birth control options. Okay, so we are educating the people, especially fertile couples and those in marriageable age group, about available birth control options, care of pregnant mothers, postnatal care of the mother and child, importance of breastfeeding, equal opportunities for the male and female child, etc., would address the importance of bringing up socially conscious, healthy families of desired size. It may be a statement question here. So that's why the key concepts we need to remember here, especially fertile couples, those in marriageable age group, what we are doing, we are making available for what? Birth control options. The one, birth control options. And two, care of pregnant mother, postnatal care of the mother and child, importance of breastfeeding, equal opportunities for the male and female child. These kind of things will take care of this. That would address the importance of bringing up socially conscious, healthy families of a desired size. Awareness of problems due to uncontrolled population growth. So creating awareness of problems due to uncontrolled population growth. Social evils like sex abuse and sex related crimes that need to be created to enable people to think and take up necessary steps to prevent them and thereby build up a socially responsible and healthy society. Okay. Just an introduction area will have less possibilities of questions, but if it comes, we'll get as a statement question. The successful implementation of various action plans to attain reproductive health requires the strong infrastructural facilities. Here onwards, we get started. Health requires strong infrastructure facilities, professional expertise, and material support. These are essential to provide medical assistance and care to people in reproduction related problems like pregnancy, delivery, then STDs, abortions, contraception, menstrual problems, infertility, like this. Okay. Implementation of better techniques and new strategies from time to time also required to provide more efficient care and assistance to the people. Statutory ban on amniocentesis. It can be a question. A fetal sex determination test based on chromosomal pattern in the amniotic fluid surrounding the developing embryo. As we said, the presence of war body after staining, taking amniotic fluid from the pregnant mother, that if in that cells the bar body is present, we call female. If bar body is absent, we call male. Heterochromatinized structure, darkly stained structure, we say bar body. We'll see the details in genetics. But till the time you remember, amniocentesis is a fetal sex determination test based on the chromosomal pattern. In the meaning of the chromosomal pattern, I am giving now that bar bodies. That to be remembered. Presence of bar bodies indicates a female and absence of bar bodies male. So for sex determination to legally the, the amniocentesis for sex determination to legally check increasing female feticides, massive child immunization, etc. are some programs that merit mention in this connection. Research on various reproduction related areas are encouraged under and supported by the governmental and non-governmental agencies to find out the new methods and are to improve upon the existing ones. Do you know that Saheli, a new oral contraceptive for the female, was developed by scientists at CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute in Lucknow? The very, very important question. Saheli is developed by CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute of Lucknow in India, the Saheli. Then better awareness about sex-related matters, increased number of medically assisted deliveries, and better postnatal care leading to decreased maternal and infant mortality rate, increased number of couples with small families, better reduction and cure of STDs, and overall increased medical facilities for all sex-related problems, etc. All indicate improved reproductive health of the society. Now let's start the topic here, the population explosion and birth control. Population explosion and birth control. Here the calculations, just where I underline that make that you need to understand there is a possibility of a question in need. Yes, so in the last century, an all-round development in various fields significantly improved the quality life of the people. However, increased health facilities along with better living conditions had an explosive impact on the growth of population. The world population, which was around 2 billion, the 2000 million in 1900, rocketed to about 6 billion by 2000. A similar trend was observed in India too. Our population, which was approximately 350 million at the time of our independence, reached close to the billion mark by 2000 and crossed 1 billion in May 2000. So that means every sixth person in the world is an Indian. A rapid decline in death rate, reasons we are talking here, a rapid decline in death rate, maternal mortality rate, infant mortality rate, as well as increase in the number of people in the reproducible age are probable reasons for this. So this underlined area will get the statement question. A rapid decline in death rate, maternal mortality rate, and infant mortality rate, as well as an increase in number of people in reproducible age are probable reasons for this. Through our RCH programs, that though we could bring down the population growth rate, it was only marginal. According to the 2001 census report, the population growth rate was still around 1.7%. Made in box means making box, means going to be much, much important in examination point of view. Actually, in case of reproductive health chapter, no need to underline anything because the very small chapter with high weightage in the need. So that's why every sentence of this particular chapter is already came as a question in the previous NEET examination. That much importance we have. So focus and concentrate here. The population growth was still around 1.7%. That means 17 per thousand per year, a rate at which our population could double in 33 years. Such an alarming growth rate could lead to an absolute scarcity of even the basic requirements of food, shelter, and clothing, in spite of significant progress made in those areas. Therefore, the government was forced to take up serious measures to check this population growth rate. The most important step to overcome this problem is to motivate smaller families by using various contraceptive methods. So that there we came to that know the importance of the contraceptive methods here now. You might have seen advertisements in the media as well as the posters, bills showing a happy couple with two children with a slogan called "Hum do, Hamare do, we two, our two." Many couples, mostly the young urban working ones, have even adapted as an one-child now. The statutory raising of marriageable age of the female is 18 years and the male is about 21 years. And incentives given to the couples with small families are two of the other measures that taken to tackle this problem. Incentives is provided. Let us describe some of the commonly used contraceptive methods which help prevent unwanted pregnancy. An ideal contraceptive, now the properties we came through, an ideal contraceptive should be user friendly, easily available, effective, and reversible with no or least side effect. So, very, very important. An ideal contraceptive should be user friendly, easily available, effective, and reversible with no or least side effects. It also should in no way interfere with the sexual drive, desire, and or the sexual act of the user. Okay. So that means the properties of the expected properties of the contraceptives. Here, they should be user friendly, easily available, effective, reversible with no or least side effects, and sex that should not affect the sexual drive or desire or the sexual act of the user. A wide range of contraceptive methods are presently available, which could be broadly grouped into the following categories, namely natural or traditional method, barriers, IUDs, oral contraceptives, injectables, implants, and surgical methods. Let's see one after another. That natural method, the first one, natural method. The work on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum. It worked on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. Okay, so that the method which work on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting is, should select natural method. Okay. Then among them, the periodic abstinence is one such method in which the couples avoid or abstain from coitus from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle when ovulation could be expected. Okay, so the periodic abstinence, that is called, as chances of fertilization are, they're very high during this period, 10 to 17 days. It is called the fertile period. Okay, so this is going to be question here. The fertile period expected in general, fertile period is going to be that menstrual days in the 10 to 17th day. Therefore, by abstaining from coitus during this fertile period, the conception could be prevented. What do you say this as? Periodic abstinence. The second one, withdrawal or coitus interruptus, is another method in which the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before ejaculation so as to avoid insemination. Just before ejaculation so as to avoid insemination. That is withdrawal or coitus interruptus. Lactational amenorrhea, absence of menstruation, we say amenorrhea. Amenorrhea meaning is absence of menstruation. The method is based on the fact that ovulation and therefore the cycle do not occur. Ovulation, therefore the cycle do not occur during the period of intense lactation following parturition. That it works on that particular principle. Therefore, as long as the mother is breastfeed the child fully, chances of conception are almost nil. However, this method has been reported to be effective only up to a maximum period of 6 months following parturition. Okay, the maximum period of 6 months following up to parturition. After parturition, as no medicines or devices are used in this method, as no medicines or devices are used in this method. In the natural method, no medicines or devices are used in these methods. Side effects are almost nil. Chances of failure so of this method is also high. So just go through this particular, for every method they have their own properties, and the examination pattern is also, they have their own principles that don't work on the general knowledge, that work on the NCERT textbook here. So that's I'll show you once again that the properties here, that here we have a property. While making notes, you need to make them at one place. The principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperms meeting, natural method, that work on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. And the natural method properties are more here. It's given last paragraph, as no medicines or devices are used in these methods. Side effects are almost nil. But the chances of failure, though, of this method are also high. Okay, now let's go to the second method of contraception. As we have completed natural method, which include three, that periodic abstinence, coitus interruptus, and lactational amenorrhea. And now we are moving to the barrier method. In barrier method, the ovum and sperms are prevented from physically meeting with the help of barriers. The ovum and sperms are prevented from physically meeting with the help of barriers. Such methods are available for both males and females. So here it is, one more property in barrier method. Such methods are available for both males and females. Condoms are the barriers made of thin rubber or latex sheath. That thin rubber or latex sheath, they are talking about the condom, that are used to cover the penis in the male or vagina and cervix in the female. It covers the penis of the male, vagina and cervix in the female just before coitus, so that the ejaculated semen would not enter into the female reproductive tract. This can prevent conception. The Nirodh is The popular brand of condom for the male. Use of condoms has increased in recent years due to its additional benefit. So that additional benefit, what is the additional benefit of protecting the user from the contracting STDs like sexually transmitted like diseases like AIDS. So the both the male and female condoms are disposable. Both the male and female condoms are disposable. Can be self-inserted properties we are talking. Can be they are disposable. They can be self-inserted and thereby gives privacy to the users. Okay, diaphragm, cervical caps, and walls are also barriers made of rubber that are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. Cover the cervix during coitus. Okay. So then they prevent conception by blocking the entry of sperms through the cervix. Again, I'm repeating here. This is that used at cervix. They are reusable. That means these diaphragm, cervical caps, and walls are reusable. Here earlier in condoms we said they are disposable. Okay, the diaphragm, cervical caps, and walls are reusable. And spermicidal creams, jellies, and foams are usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. Their contraceptive efficient. That means spermicide using spermicidal creams, jellies, and foams along with the barriers, the said barriers. So what are the barriers we said? We said about the condoms and we said about the diaphragm, cervical caps, and walls. Diaphragm, cervical caps, and walls are the barriers which are made of a rubber that are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. To cover the cervix during coitus. Okay. Next, another effective and popular method is the third method we are going here, that we are completed the natural and barrier methods. Now moving to the third one. Another effective popular method is the use of intrauterine devices, IUDs. These devices are inserted by the doctors or expert nurses in the uterus through vagina. These intrauterine devices are presently available as the non-medicated IUDs, which is Lippes loop. Non-medicated IUD is the Lippes loop. Copper releasing IUD, that is copper T, copper 7, multi-load 375. And the hormone releasing IUD, progestasert LNG 20. Okay, so most possibilities for LNG 20 and that Lippes loop and the multi-load 375. So I am giving priority to them here. Copper T, copper 7. By the name you can understand the one the progestasert. They can't ask a question like hormone releasing IUD is progesta. It's there in the name progesterone, isn't it? They may ask. If they ask, that will be easy. But these names doesn't mention anything. So that's why priority to them. Lippes loop. So what is Lippes loop? Non-medicated IUD. Multi-load 375. That is that copper releasing IUD. Okay, so nobody will ask like that copper releasing IUD in the options. You don't find copper T, isn't it? Copper releasing IUD is option copper T, copper 7. Will it give like that? So you should think logically. In that way, I'm saying. So these three are having more possibilities here. More possibilities. I'm not going to say they only came and they only will come. And LNG 20, Lippes loop, multi-load 375. So focus on them while reading the back again. Okay. So the hormone releasing IUDs in addition make uterus, okay, the functions I have to talk about. So IUDs increase phagocytosis of sperms within the uterus, and the copper ions released suppress sperm motility and the fertilizing capacity of sperms. Here the function of copper ions is given. Okay, so general IUD function is given, increase phagocytosis of sperms within the uterus. Particularly copper ions released suppress sperm motility and the fertilizing capacity of sperm. And the special property of hormone releasing IUDs is make the uterus unsuitable for implantation. Hormone releasing IUD, special property. Okay. So very few areas are compressed like this to get questions. That means in this circle has given lot of marks to your seniors who already became doctors. So that's why I'm saying. Okay, so then the hormone releasing IUDs, in addition, make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperm. Let me read again. The hormone releasing IUDs, in addition, make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperms. The IUDs are ideal contraceptives for the females who want to delay pregnancy and or space the children. That this is also a property here. Those who want to delay the pregnancy or giving the space between the two children, what will be the better? What will be the better? IUDs are going to be the better. Okay, it is one of the most widely accepted methods of contraception in India. Okay, the oral administration of small doses, the oral administration of small doses of either progestogens or progestogen estrogen combinations is another contraceptive method used by the females. They are used in the form of tablets and hence the popularly called pills. Okay, so let me say again, the oral administration of small doses of either progestogens or progestogen estrogen combinations is another contraceptive method used by the females. They are used in the form of tablets, hence are popularly called pills. Pills have to be taken daily for a period of 21 days, starting preferably within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle after a gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs, that it has to be repeated in the same pattern till the female decides to prevent the conception. They inhibit ovulation and implantation. They inhibit ovulation as well as implantation. So let me say again, they inhibit ovulation as well as and implantation, as well as alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent retard entry of sperms. Okay, so pills are effective, very effective with lesser side effects as well, are well accepted by the females. The Saheli is a new oral contraceptive pill for the female, contain a non-steroidal preparation. Saheli is a non-steroidal preparation. I am underlining. It's a very, very important. Saheli, the new oral contraceptive for the female, contain a non-steroidal preparation. It's a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill with very few side effects and high contraceptive value. Okay. So from the beginning, I am focusing and concentrating on the characteristic features of each and every method. Okay. So in the same way, let's focus here also the oral pills, the so-called pills. What are the characteristic features here about the pills? So when we have to take, that is given as a calculation here. Then after the characteristic feature, that what they do, that will be they inhibit ovulation and implantation, as well as alter the quality of the cervical mucus to prevent or retard entry of sperm. These are the properties. That means as a property, if you write in one place, make a notes in one place, that won't confuse you. Okay, so that means when these kind of questions come in examination, we'll think logically. Okay, so your logics are not required. Okay, whether your logic is right or wrong, you're thinking right or wrong, no matter. Here NCRT is a final matter. They inhibit ovulation and implantation. Pills inhibit ovulation and implantation, as well as alter the quality of the cervical mucus to prevent retard entry of sperms. Okay. Then they have lesser side effects and are well accepted by the females. Okay. Saheli, the new oral contraceptive for the female, contain a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill with very few side effects, and high contraceptive value. That is Saheli. Progestogens alone or in combination with the estrogen can also be used by females as injections or implants under the skin. Okay, so their mode of action is similar to that of pills and their effective periods are much longer. Then administration of progestogens or progestogen estrogen combinations or IUDs within 72 hours of coitus have been found to be very effective in emergency contraceptives as they could be used to avoid the possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. The whole paragraph says that progestogens are alone or in combination with estrogen can also be used by females as injection or implants under the skin. Okay, that's one thing. Their mode of action similar to that of pills, and their effective periods are much longer. Administration of progestogen or progestogen estrogen combination or IUDs within 72 hours of coitus have been founded to be very effective as emergency contraceptives as they could be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. The surgical methods, also called sterilization, in are generally advised for the male and female partner as a terminal method to prevent. Property here. Terminal method to prevent any more pregnancies. Those who want to stop after two or one children, that will be the sterilization technique. What do you call? Surgical method or sterilization technique. Surgical intervention blocks the gamete transport and thereby prevent the conception. Surgical intervention blocks gamete transport and thereby prevent conception. Sterilization procedure in the male is called vasectomy. Sterilization procedure in the male is called vasectomy. In the female, it is called tubectomy. Here it is in the female tubectomy. In vasectomy, a small part of the vas deferens is removed or tied up. So what we do in vasectomy, the small part of the vas deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum, whereas the tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed. Here the fallopian tube, there vas deferens to be remembered. Vasectomy, vas deferens, tubectomy, fallopian tube. Okay, are tied up through a small incision in the abdomen through vagina. These techniques are highly effective, but their reversibility is very poor. One more property here. So that means every technique has their own property. So technique and property. In that way, you have to make notes. Okay. So vasectomy and tubectomy. Let's take a look on the diagram that we can understand that here the vas deferens tied and cut in case of male, and here the fallopian tube tied and cut in case of female. Okay, so that is vasectomy and tubectomy, and these are all said to be the contraceptive techniques. And then now let's move to the medical termination of the pregnancy. The international or voluntary termination of the pregnancy before full term is called medical termination of pregnancy or induced abortion. Nearly 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed in a year all over the world. That which accounts here again that we have a calculation 45 to 50 million MTPs are performed in a year all over the world, which accounts 1/5 of the total number of conceived pregnancies in a year. Obviously, MTP has a significant role in decreasing the population, so it is not meant for that purpose. Whether to accept or legalize MTP or not is being debated upon many countries due to emotional, ethical, and religious and social issues are involved in it. The government of India legalized MTP. Government of India legalized MTP in 1971 with some strict conditions to avoid its misuse. Such restrictions are the more important to check indiscriminate and illegal female feticide. Illegal female feticide, which are reported to be high in India. That why MTP? Why MTP? Obviously, the answer is to get rid of unwanted pregnancies, either due to casual or unprotected intercourse or failure of the contraceptive used during coitus or rapes. MTPs are also essential in certain cases where continuation of the pregnancy could be harmful or even fatal either to the mother or to the fetus or both. Here we can consider these are the properties of MTP. At what condition? We do at unwanted pregnancies either due to casual or unprotected intercourse or failure of the contraceptive used during coitus or rapes. That is one property. And it is also essential in certain cases where continuation of the pregnancy could be harmful or even fatal either to the mother or to the fetus or both. The MTPs are considered relatively safe during the first trimester, going to be the question here. That is up to 12 weeks of pregnancy. Up to 12 weeks of pregnancy. Second trimester abortions are much more riskier. Abortions of the second trimester are much more riskier. One disturbing trend observed is that a majority of the MTPs are performed illegally by unqualified quacks, which are not only unsafe but could be fatal too. And another dangerous trend is the misuse of amniocentesis to determine the sex of the unborn child. Frequently, if the fetus is found to be female, it is followed by MTP. As a social issue, it may come as an examination. So this is totally again is the what is legal, that illegal issue we can say. Such practices should be avoided because they are dangerous both for the young mother as well as the fetus. Effective counseling on the need to avoid unprotected coitus and the risk of factors involved in illegal abortions, as well as providing more health care facilities could reverse the mentioned unhealthy trend. Next, we'll move to the sexually transmitted diseases, STDs. The diseases are infections which are transmitted through sexual intercourse, are collectively called sexually transmitted diseases or venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections. So we have three names here. The sexual transmitted diseases are venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections. We can say them as gonorrhea, syphilis, genital herpes, chlamydiasis, genital warts, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, and of course the most discussed infection in the recent years, that is HIV, leading to AIDS, are some of the common STDs. Among these, HIV infection is most dangerous and discussed in detail. Actually, we are going to discuss in chapter 8, that biology in human welfare. Some of these infections like hepatitis B and HIV can also be transmitted by sharing of injection needles. So talking about hepatitis B and HIV, they transmitted by sharing injection needles, surgical instruments with the infected persons, transfusion of blood from the infected mother to the fetus too. Except for hepatitis B, genital herpes and HIV infections and other diseases are completely curable. Here, this is also except hepatitis B, genital herpes and HIV infection. Other diseases are completely curable if detected early and treated properly. Let's take a look on the diseases. What we learned here: the gonorrhea, syphilis, and genital herpes, that chlamydiasis, genital warts, trichomoniasis, hepatitis B, okay, and AIDS. These are all the diseases. Here, in that, we are framing a statement that except hepatitis B, genital herpes, and HIV infection, other diseases are completely curable if detected early and treated properly. The early symptoms of the most of these are minor and include itching, fluid discharge, slight pain, swellings, etc. in the genital region. Infected females may often be, this is very important, infected females may often be asymptomatic, hence may remain undetected for a long period of time. Absence or less significant symptoms in the early stages of infection and the social stigma attached to the STDs deter the infected person from going for timely detection and proper treatment. This could lead to complications later, which include pelvic inflammatory diseases, PID, abortions, stillbirths, ectopic pregnancies, infertility, or even cancer of the reproductive tract. Consequences: STD are a major threat to healthy society. Therefore, prevention of early detection and cure of these diseases are given prime consideration under the reproductive health care programs. So, prime consideration under the reproductive health care programs. STDs are major threat to the healthy society. Therefore, the prevention or early detection and the cure of these diseases are given prime consideration under the reproductive child reproductive health care programs. Okay, so all persons are vulnerable to these infections. Their incidences are reported to be very high among the persons in the age group 15 to 24 years, the age group to which you also belong. There is no reason to panic because the prevention is possible. One could be free of these infection by following the simple principles given below will come as a statement question directly. Avoid sex with unknown partners and multiple partners. Always use condoms during coitus. In case of doubt, one should go to the qualified doctor for early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed with the disease. So avoid sex with unknown partners and or multiple partners. Always use condoms during coitus. In case of doubt, one should go to a qualified doctor for early detection and get complete treatment if diagnosed with disease. Okay, now let's come into the infidelity. A discussion on the reproductive health is incomplete without a mention of infidelity. A large number of couples all over the world, including India, are infidel. They are unable to produce children. They are unable to produce children in spite of unprotected sexual cohabitation. The reasons for this could be many, like the physical, congenital, diseases, drugs, immunological, or even psychological. The reasons for the infidelity we are talking physical, congenital, diseases, drugs, immunological, or even sometimes psychological. In India, often the female is blamed for the couple being childless, but more often that not, the problem lies in the male partner. Okay, then specialized. Here it is the statement we need to go here. This is not the debatable statement here. That though it is given in NCRT, that's why when we get that kind of statement, we have to say that is correct. Okay, that means anything from statement of NCRT is not at all debatable. To be right or to be wrong, it doesn't matter here. It doesn't matter. Okay, that means nobody is asking your opinion. Just it was given here that we need to follow. What you say in India, often the female is blamed for the couple being childless, but more often than not, the problem lies in the male partner. The specialized healthcare units, like infertility clinics, could help in diagnosis and corrective treatment of some of these disorders and enable these couples to have children. However, where such corrections are not possible, the couples could be assisted to have children through certain special techniques commonly known as assisted reproductive technologies. That assisted reproductive technologies. Let's start the ART, assisted reproductive technologies, that most potential area of the chapter, like contraceptive techniques. This is a highly potential area for examination point of view. Nay, that let's see here, the in vitro fertilization, IVF, fertilization outside the body in almost similar conditions as that in the body, we call IVF, followed by embryo transfer in one of such method. In this method, popularly known as test tube baby program, ova from the wife or donor or female, whatever that donor female or wife a female, and sperms from the husband or donor. It's that husband or donor is male, collected and are induced to form zygote under simulated conditions in the laboratory. Okay, the zygote are early embryos with up to 8 blastomeres could then be transferred into the fallopian tube. What do you say? Zygote intrafallopian transfer. Embryos more than 8 blastomeres into the uterus. What do you say? Intrauterine transfer to complete its further development. The embryos formed by in vivo fertilization. What is in vivo? Fusion of gametes within the female also could be used for such transfer to assist the females who cannot conceive. In vivo also can be done. Embryo transfer can be done. That we are talking about. Okay, so let us see here. IVF, in vitro fertilization. So first of all, we need to see what is IVF. That means the separation of this program is very important. That means IVF and ET. Okay, these two are different. IVF. What is IVF? That popularly known as test tube baby program. Ova from the wife or donor, the sperms from the husband or donor collected and induced form zygote under simulated condition. Okay, now from here, the zygote are early embryos with up to 8 blastomeres that can be called up to 8 blastomeres can be called GIFT, and embryos with more than 8 blastomeres into the uterus, that is called IUT. Okay, so IVF followed by that GIFT and IUT, zygote intrafallopian transfer, where we transfer to the fallopian tube, intrauterine transfer, that where we're going to, after 8 blastomeres, we're going to transfer this into the uterus directly. That embryos with more than 8 blastomeres into the uterus. Okay. Then to complete its further development, this is another one again. Embryos formed by in vivo fertilization, that fission of gametes in vivo outside the female. Fertilization generally occurs in the female. Okay, in vitro outside the test tube. In vivo we have one more. In vivo. Okay, so I'll write the total in vivo. Okay, so in vivo. Here also we make the fusion of gametes within the female in vivo. Also could be used for such transfer, which transfer GIFT and IUT. Okay, this is the area mostly people will get confused over. So that's why I took time here. So even we are reading only text here, that explanation is there. We learned earlier, but this area there's a confusing area. That's why I took time here. In vitro means fertilization outside. In vivo means fertilization inside. So what we do afterwards, we do embryo transfer. What are the embryo transfer? GIFT and IUT. Below 8 blastomeres will transfer to the fallopian tube, F, zygote intrafallopian. Yeah, above 8 blastomeres, we transfer it to the uterus, IUT, intrauterine transfer. So that's the story. Okay, let's continue. Transfer of an ovum collected from a donor into the fallopian tube. Here we are talking about the gamete cell. The transfer of ovum collected from a donor into the fallopian tube. What do you say? Gamete intrafallopian transfer of another female who cannot produce one but can provide suitable environment for fertilization and further development is another method attempted. Okay, so the gamete intrafallopian tube transfer have some properties. So when they are doing transfer of an ovum is collected from a donor, that is GIFT. What is GIFT is given here in this line. So when we do this, that another female who cannot produce, stick on to the statement, another female who cannot produce one but cannot produce, provide, but can provide suitable environment, fertilization and further development. So what we do with them? We do gift with them, gamete intrafallopian transfer. Okay. Then next, intracytoplasmic sperm injection is another specialized procedure to form an embryo in the laboratory, in which a sperm is directly injected into the ovum. A sperm is directly injected into the ovum. The infertility cases, either due to inability of the male partner to inseminate, the female are due to very low sperm counts in the ejaculates, could be corrected by artificial insemination technique. Okay, so we have two techniques here. One is artificial insemination technique. The conditions, properties given. At what time we do artificial insemination? Infertility cases, either due to inability of the male partner to inseminate the female, or due to very low sperm counts in the ejaculates, could be corrected by artificial insemination. Every technique has their own properties here. So you need to make notes in that in the form of that properties. So what are the properties of ICSI? Is a specialized procedure to form an embryo in the laboratory in which sperm is directly injected into the ovum. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. ICSI. Okay. So then let's continue. Though options are many, all these techniques require extremely high precision handling by specialized professionals and expensive instrumentation. Therefore, these facilities are presently available only in very few centers of the country. Obviously, their benefit is affordable to only a limited number of people. Emotional, religious, and social factors are also deterrents in the vast adoption of these kind of methods. Since the ultimate aim of all these procedures is to have the children. In India, we have so many orphan and destitute children who would probably not survive till maturity unless taken care of. So our laws permit legal adoption, and it is as it one of the best methods for couples looking for parenthood. Okay, so one of the best methods, they preferred it as a legal adoption of the orphan child is preferred as a best method for the couples looking for parenthood. They declared it as one of the best method. Okay, so that to be noticed over. Okay, so that's about the reproductive health. So there are very few areas that means you see this is the bigger area. This is the bigger area to get questions here. This is the area we get questions. So that out of the information, so when we compact this area, losing question from here is, I think, in my point of view, it's a very shameful issue, because if you collect that means if you go for animal kingdom, such kind of chapters, so many examples and so many characters, we have only one or two questions having possibility. But here, that there is a possibility of 3 to 4 questions, sometimes even an examination with very small area. So that's why I request you to make some notes here. Every technique which is given here has their own properties. So you make it. The technique, while reading, technique used for, and the property. Related information given there is nothing but becomes a property. And what conditions we use this, in what conditions it is helpful for. So that is given as property. So that's why I request you to make a notes like this. Okay, you need to make a notes like this, that will be helpful for you. Okay, so that's it about the reproductive health here. Very small area with high productivity in the examination point of view, neat examination point of view.